And tonight we're going to talk about a topic that we don't talk about as individuals and as a community, and that is suicide and its primary cause, mental illness. So allow me to introduce three folks who are willing to share their story in the hope of preventing further tragedies. Our survivors, please.
We had a very large memorial service and made sure that during the service that everybody did know that Amy did complete suicide and that she was mentally ill. We talked about that in the service as well. Don't hide it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I think the key word there is my daughter was ill. It was something in her brain. Obviously, if she was not ill, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have chosen to, kill herself. So people look at it as sometimes like a personality issue, or pull yourself up by the bootstraps, don't be so depressed, read this, do this, and it's just not that simple.
The life insurance policies, they don't, as far as I know, I don't even know after 2 years if they pay on suicide, but unfortunately the person that the policy is on is not the one that's left suffering. I had 2 children still at home to raise, and losing everything really was a tough adjustment for us.
When they do take their life, they have a common factor of constricted thinking. In fact, that's what we do on the crisis line. Our job, we're hope salesmen. We try to sell them hope. We try to let them know because they don't see that.
The fact that this room is full means that each of you have come here because you have an interest in this topic. And the more that we can get everyone in the community, whether it's a campus community or the overall community, able to talk about suicide, able to have this conversation, able to know what to look for and where to refer people, that makes us a more mental health friendly society. When we do that, everybody benefits.
In Troy, Ohio, if you attempt suicide and the squad responds, the police also respond, and you're cited for disorderly conduct. In our town, if you attempt suicide, you go to a lockup. She went to lockup 7 times. In mental care, they thought it was mental care, the same program 7 times. 5 days, they cut her loose. She'd go try it again. She was in that much pain. In our town, we criminalize suicide attempt. So how do we address that?
At the core of all of this is the whole issue of stigma. To me, it doesn't matter so much whether a family chooses to put that it was suicide in an obituary or not. I think what matters to me is that we come to a point where we think about suicide as we think about all other public health relevant causes of death. I wish I had an easy thing to say. It's like, well, let's just go out there and change everybody's attitude. Let's change how everybody does things. I think we're doing it. We're moving in the right direction, but we have not reached the promised land. I'm with you.
Reduce the stigma regarding suicide, regarding mental health. That would have impacts all the way through, whether it's political ramifications, funding at the state level, opportunity of service providers and healthcare providers, and our ability as a society to talk about what people need and to get more people having this conversation. It would change things.
This series, this forum, the work that you all do, the stories that you have shared will save lives, and perhaps already have. So thank you all very much. And Alvinella, let's just